Thunder rumbled over the city of Chicago, clouds hanging heavy and low. The world was a strange place this evening, alive with a kind of electric anticipation. But that electricity wasn't just in the weather. Deep beneath the city, in a hidden facility run by the shadowy corporation known as Roxanne, something unnatural was stirring. Bruce Banner stood at the center of it. He was a guest, or perhaps a prisoner. It was sometimes hard to tell with corporations like Roxanne. He'd come reluctantly, swayed by promises that they needed his expertise with gamma radiation. The air inside the lab was cold, sterile. Bank after bank of monitors flickered, displaying streams of data that no ordinary person could have parsed. But Bruce understood them. What he didn't yet understand was what Roxanne really wanted. And then the alarms began. Blaring klaxon, red lights spinning. Roxanne scientists scattered. Something was wrong, something in the main power core buried even deeper below. Bruce followed, his instincts kicking in. He wasn't just a scientist, he was the Hulk, whether he liked it or not. The elevator doors opened onto a nightmare. The facility's main generator, the heart of the citywide energy experiment, had been breached. In its place, a living storm raged, a being of crackling yellow lightning and flickering blue limbs, churning with raw power. This was no accident. This was Zzzax. Zzzax was what happened when electricity gained thoughts and ambition. Pure energy given terrifying sentience through a freak accident of science. It consumed, it grew, it was alive and hungry. And it hated containment. The beast lashed out, arcs of current snaking along the walls and floor. Security teams fired hopelessly, bullets vaporized on contact. One Roxanne executive, foolishly brave, tried to negotiate. Zzzax answered with a blast of voltage that sent the executive crumpling to the floor, spasming luckier than most. In the chaos, Bruce slipped behind a console. He knew what would have to happen next. He removed his glasses, took a breath, and let anger in. Muscles swelled, bones lengthened, cloth tore. Banner was gone. The Hulk was here. Above the roar of electricity, another sound entered the fray. A deep rumble, like an engine at the limits. Hulk leaped across the open floor, green skin shining under the flicker of Zzzax's light. He landed with force that cracked the reinforced tiles. Hulk bellowed, words simple and true, "Leave people alone." Zzzax surged, extending a tendril of living current toward Hulk. The electricity hit with force strong enough to rattle most opponents. But Hulk was different. The energy burned his skin, made his muscles twitch, but it didn't put him down. He staggered, then steadied. With a roar, he charged straight through the pain. Their fight became elemental. A Hulk was all brawn and momentum, a force of nature. Zzzax was intangible switching between humanoid shapes and writhing blasts of lightning. Hulk's fists swung and connected, each blow raising a shower of blue sparks. Zzzax howled in frustration, wrapping Hulk in coils of pure current. For anyone else, that would have been the end. Not for Hulk. As current surged, he drew in power. The gamma energy inside him, flaring, feeding on the energy, strengthening him. Hulk squeezed, muscles bulging, and with a mighty shout tore himself free. Zzzax reeled, flickering, its form destabilizing. It tried to leap into the generators to feed and grow, but Hulk blocked the way both literally and figuratively. The scientists inside the monster recognized what had to be done. Starve Zzzax of energy, drain him rather than let him feed. Hulk grabbed a thick cable feeding directly from the generator. He grit his teeth and thrust the sparking cable right into his own chest. The energy poured through him, enough to kill any normal being 20 times over. But inside Hulk, the gamma energy churned and absorbed some of the onslaught. Zzzax lunged, desperate to claim the generator's last reserves. Hulk intercepted, grabbing the electric entity and pinning it to the ground with the cable still in hand. Zzzax screamed, the whole room glowing with blinding light. Then, with a noise like a thunderclap, the current broke. Zzzax collapsed, shrinking rapidly, drained to a mere spark that fizzled out on the cold concrete. The alarms faded to silence. In the scorched ruin of the lab, Hulk stood, steam rising from battered skin, eyes wild but triumphant. He turned to the surviving scientists, now slowly gathering themselves. "Next time, don't play with power you can't control," Hulk rumbled. And with that, his anger spent, the green giant stalked off into the city night, leaving Roxanne's ambitions and Zzzax's threat broken for now. In the end, it turns out there are some forces in this world that, when unleashed, can only be faced by another force of nature. One that, for better or worse, will always find a way to smash through.